If you just started an OnlyFans account or you've recently founded an agency, your biggest concern is probably how to get to 10K as simple and fast as possible. And what I'm going to be going over is not a get rich overnight or make money quick scheme. There's no such thing as overnight success, but there is a way to be more efficient and faster than 99% of the competition. So that video right here is going to be your common thread to accomplish that goal without any complicated, expensive, or only temporary working method. So if we break it down roughly, we're going to have the marketing aspect, we have the relationship management or chatting side of things. There's going to be the account management, so the management and actions you're going to perform on all your accounts. And there's going to be the data analysis and the data-driven adjustments on your strategy. I'm not going to cover profile and funnel optimization because I've already did that in my conversion rate optimization video or the OF beginner's guide. Go and watch these two videos first if you feel like you're not quite at that stage yet. So let's start with the marketing aspect, which is predominantly going to be short form content. Why are we choosing this method to market ourselves or the models we're working with? Because it is the simplest, fastest, and highest leverage of marketing in the space. I've already covered this in my other videos. I've been going over why it is the one and only when it comes to generating traffic. So what you're going to do is you're going to select 4 to 5 content verticals, like certain types of street style interviews, certain types of public dances, comedy skits, whatever. You're going to choose verticals you feel comfortable doing, that make sense for you, and that have been proven to be able to go viral. And after selecting these content verticals, you're going to make sure that you're going to post at least 30 times a week. And you're going to be posting those videos on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Do your research on content to see what works. Establish an understanding of why a certain video is working well, why it's getting a long watch time and therefore a lot of views, why it's getting comments, why does it get shared, etc, etc. So you're going to create a Google Sheets or an Excel, and in the first column there's going to be the links to the videos. In the second column you're going to write what kind of vertical you think that is, and in the third column you're going to be writing down why you think this piece of content has been going viral. That way you're going to be left with a ton of verticals to test out for yourself. You're going to understand what good content is, and you're going to have a good picture, a path laid out in front of you when it comes to how to market your OnlyFans correctly. Because all you have to do after you've done your research is to select 4 to 5 content verticals, make a content schedule, stick to it, and then pump out as much content as you can. This is effectively the input you're going to make when it comes to marketing. So there's one input, which is creating short form content, and there's 3 platforms where you can get an output from: TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And again, this whole process will show you how these different platforms work. What works best on TikTok, what works best on YouTube Shorts. All these things, you're gonna have to develop an understanding of these platforms. Also, I suggest you to watch my videos about IG and TikTok because you do wanna know the platforms a bit before you start working on them. So the next thing is gonna be what we call RSM, Relationship Management, also called chatting. Why do we call it relationship management instead of chatting? Well, you're not just chatting to a guy, hey, you wanna buy this? No, okay, bye. No. You're building and managing a genuine relationship with the subscriber, or at least the illusion of it if you want to see it that way. Now, relationship management is going to be a difficult one to put in such a short video because first of all, I could be talking about it for like 8 hours without exaggerating. And secondly, if you're an agency owner, especially at the beginning stages, I would actually suggest you to outsource the whole relationship management to a chatting agency and focus on all the other stuff first. And if you're a creator, I would outsource it anyway, because relationship management is a 24/7 job and you shouldn't even be wasting 1 single minute by talking to a subscriber. So as a creator, you're not going to be able to message your fans as often as you would need to, which basically gives you 2 options. 1, you build out your own team of relationship managers, and 2, you outsource it to an agency, which will probably make a lot of you click off of this video, but it is what it is. Agencies exist and work fantastically for a reason. If you have the time and nerve to do it all by yourself, then be my guest. But long term, it's going to be a pretty hard thing to do. Because in my opinion, as a creator, you should be able to focus all your time and energy into creating content. Now, management of your accounts. This refers to OF, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. For OnlyFans, I highly suggest you to use Inflow because you can set up multiple and delayed welcome messages for when someone subscribes. You can also make notes of each fan that stick to the chat. So each time you or one of your relationship managers is talking to a fan, all the information about the fan is instantly going to be available. It's going to make you talk to him differently and more personal because you know everything about him, which is then going to make him think that you actually care about him, which is therefore going to make him spend more money long term. When it comes to the OnlyFans wall posts, they should all be scheduled so you can get it out of your head. So just take a couple of hours, shoot like 50 to 100 pieces of content, and then schedule these posts for the next couple months or so. OnlyFans wall post is something which is only going to distract you if it's always in the back of your head. So in a nutshell, when it comes to your OnlyFans profile, the only 2 things you're going to have to take care of is the messaging and the wall post scheduling. Now let's continue with Instagram. Apart from posting short form content, obviously, you're gonna have to be posting daily stories because your followers on IG are all potential subscribers that just have to see you every day for a bit longer until they finally subscribe. They need the feeling of knowing you to a certain extent. Maybe they just need to engage with you a couple of times before they subscribe. And stories are a key element of that process to happen. Go and add them to your close friend story so they feel like someone finally has acknowledged their existence. When it comes to TikTok, it's just about posting the short form content you've created and going live as many times as you can. You can go live on TikTok for as many times and as long as you want. There's literally no limit. No stories or anything else needed on TikTok. Just post the short form content you've created, go live for as many times as you can, and be consistent with it. YouTube is posting only. No lives, no stories, nothing. Just post your short form content and gather all the data on your performance. Which leads me to the last point of this video. Data analysis and reasonable data-driven adjustments on your strategy. Data-driven changes are the only kind of changes you should ever consider to make. Because always chasing for the next big thing, always switching things up based on emotions is absolute garbage and it won't contribute to success. Which is the reason why we're doing data analysis. And basically what I want you guys to do is to track every single measurable value on your posts on TikTok, YouTube and Instagram. And when I say all the data, I mean all of it. Likes, shares, saves, views, comments, watch time, retention rate, clicks onto the profile, everything. And after a time period of 6 weeks, you're going to have more than enough reliable data on each content vertical and how it was performing on all the different platforms. And this data is going to be more valuable than anything else when it comes to this business. You will understand content, you're going to understand the platforms you're working on, and you're going to be able to replace the bad performing content verticals, replace them with something new and repeat the cycle. That way it's going to be inevitable for the views to go up over time. And essentially this is all you need to do to get an account to 10K a month. Get your marketing game right by doing enough research, sticking to your content verticals, and posting at least 30 times a week on each platform. Point number 3, the account management. So post daily stories on Instagram, go live as often as you can on TikTok, schedule the posts on OF, and post short form content on all the short form platforms. And lastly, you get your performance data to redefine your content strategy. You probably don't want to understand how important and valuable this is, but I fucking promise you it's gonna help you so much more than anything else. Everyone can lay out a path in front of you. Everyone can teach you the basic principles, but you're gonna be the one who actually has to initiate the process of learning the ins and outs of content, the ins and outs about marketing, and the ins and outs about this business as a whole. Overall, the biggest tip I can give you is to stop shielding your inaction with your alleged hunger for more knowledge and information. Just do the things I've told you to do without any exceptions, and you'll probably see your account at 10K before even initiating the second 6-week cycle. So start now, put in the work, see you in the next one. The world is yours.